Now we're moving into Phase 6 of the investigative life cycle, feedback and refinement. This is where the investigation becomes dynamic instead of rigid. It's the stage that keeps us honest. Instead of trying to prove a predetermined theory, we constantly evaluate our progress, update our assumptions, and identify what we still need to know. In other words, we make sure the investigation stays a true, truth-seeking mission. Let's break down how this works. First, professional investigations are rarely straight lines. They rely on constant feedback loops. We're always asking two questions. What do we know? And what do we still need to know? That's how we identify evidentiary gaps, the missing pieces that could slow down or misdirect the investigation. Management plays a key role here by helping prioritize which gaps need to be closed first. We also conduct regular file reviews. These are structured check-ins with a command panel, usually legal counsel and senior investigators, to assess where the investigation stands and whether new lines of inquiry are needed. Team briefings act as checkpoints. Everyone reports on what they've done, what they've found, and where they think the investigation should go next. And these sessions aren't just updates, they're opportunities to challenge the narrative. Team members are encouraged to play devil's advocate, question assumptions, and push back on emerging theories. This is one of the best ways to prevent tunnel vision. Next, we talk about updating assumptions and objectives. As new facts emerge, investigators must be willing to pivot. Maybe what looked like a simple theft turns out to be part of a larger fraud scheme. When that happens, we adjust our objectives and reposition the inquiry. And we document those changes. A short memo explaining why the objectives shifted shows professionalism and transparency. We also continue using the method of multiple working hypotheses. This means constantly replenishing alternative explanations and trying to prove them wrong. As we eliminate hypotheses, the suspect pool narrows until the most likely scenario remains. Once we hit major milestones, or once the investigation wraps up, we move into debriefings and critique sessions. Hot debriefings happen while the investigation is still active. They allow us to adjust tactics immediately based on real-time feedback. Post-investigation critiques happen a few weeks after closure. These sessions involve supervisors and leaders reviewing the entire case to identify deficiencies or lessons learned. Investigators also reflect on their own performance. The Peace Model's evaluate stage encourages us to look at what we did well, what we struggled with, and what we need to improve next time. Finally, feedback and refinement extend beyond the investigation itself. They support organizational learning. We look at whether policies or procedures need updating. We identify internal control failure points that allowed the misconduct to occur. Many organizations use the PDCA cycle plan: do, check, act to ensure continuous improvement in investigative practices. And on an individual level, refinement happens through continuous professional development. Investigators must stay current on evolving laws, new technologies, and digital evidence tools. True accountability means acting on feedback from everyone involved in the investigation and adapting our approach for future cases. So Phase 6 is all about staying flexible, staying critical, and staying committed to improvement. It's what keeps investigations accurate, fair, and resilient, not just today, but in every case that follows.